Hello, I've got another devlog update for you. So I have this working. This is currently playing with the UMP, which is the libVLC playback engine. Where's the video? So you see it's playing with the libVLC engine. The problem was I tried to adapting the original kind of system, but it just didn't work because we would only be able to ask, do you have any audio data, and then read it, but we don't have any timing information for it, so it would just kind of be reading it as we go. Problem is the way libVLC works. Its thing is very bursty. It's essentially every time you get a whole second of audio with timestamps. And the problem is with UMP, we would lose those timestamps, so we don't know how aligned that audio is to the actual video. So we just kind of had to rely on it aligning. However, I found a way to actually bypass UMP, hook into libVLC's direct what's the word? Actually getting distracted by the song. I found a way to hook into the direct callbacks, so actually get the timestamps and the events and just handle our own buffering. So now on the Unity side there's actually a part which is queuing the data with timestamps, and there's a thread which is following those timestamps and properly scheduling the audio to be played. Because the burst behavior, it doesn't work with the IPC mechanism, because the IPC mechanism just tries to push all the data as fast as possible, and if we get a burst of decoded audio that's pretty much almost entire second of audio that's all decoded at once, it just doesn't work with that system because it has a very small buffer for the real-time playback. So we actually need to pace it on Unity side based on those timestamps. And after a lot of pain and just kind of figuring stuff out and have it crash and have it blow out my ears because I was not copying the entire buffer, it just got garbage data as audio, it's working. And it seems to be pretty in sync. So it seems to be working pretty well. I've been literally playing. Oop. I've been playing it for over and over a bunch of times, testing the stability. There's not really any clipping. There's the audio sounds pretty clean. I can make it louder. I'm gonna keep it specialized because I'm kind of commenting over it, but that is working pretty well. So yeah, this is good news. And the good news is, since I can hook into the events directly, I think I can actually fix up the desync issue, because there's certain elements where VLC tells you that something has changed, you need to drain the audio data. And also because we actually got the timestamps, it's already timed properly, so I think even with the current mechanism, this should be able to just work. Even though, if you notice, if I move it, there's a little bit of a delay in the audio, so that's something that should be fixed by that. So I'll see about exploring those other callbacks and making kind of work better. But overall, this seems to be working really well. Which brings me to the other issue, because I'm kind of forcing this to use the libVLC playback engine, which is using the UMP, the Universal Media Player. I knocked out the Unity native one because normally the Unity native one is the one that plays this. And the mechanism, the IPC mechanism for that, it is working. The only problem is, there's something wrong. It seems to be generating weird phantom samples where this specifically has 44.1 kilohertz audio. So we'd expect 44,100 samples per second, because that's what a sample rate is. Somehow it's generating, and I added a code, is generating 45,000 samples per second pretty consistently, so like it keeps overflowing the buffer, and I have to keep trimming the buffer a lot, which causes clicks, and I don't know why it's happening. The only clue is that like when the video is paused, it seems to be like generating some weird phantom like 64 samples. They are not able to be consumed, but they can be consumed when it's playing. And every time the buffer is drained, I read all the audio data, somehow right afterwards there's 64 samples again. That's like, available in the buffer. And then it's like zeros for a while, and then it's like, another chunk of audio data, which I read, and then there's 64 samples again, right after that big chunk is read. So there's something weird going on, and I kind of wanted to implement the other engine to just see if this keeps happening or not, which is the only reason I've been kind of playing this is because I want to check the timings data in the log. Because this is like, playing this is like dumping a lot of data into the log, so I can kind of check it afterwards, which is also probably make it a bit chunky. But actually, yeah, I think I'm still like dumping everything into the log, like all the timings, buffer sizes, and everything. So there's like a lot of data. But yeah, otherwise it seems to work. I do want to explore the Unity one a little bit more. See what's happening with that one. Maybe improve the trimming. It might just mean that it's kind of cursed and we need to deal with the trimming because it just generates some weird phantom samples or something. It's weird. But this one works, so this is kind of good news, and I wasn't expecting to like be able to do it, like it wasn't the goal for the splitting, but this might actually fix the audio desync with it. So there is some good news, and there's some, there's a reward with all this pain dealing with the pains of the audio processing and video playback engines, which is very, very, very painful. What's really cool is like, this is working and the audio is like, it's fully spatialized. This audio is coming from a completely different process. Like, this is a completely different process that's generating the audio and pushing it to this one. And then it's, playing on this end, which is a completely different process, and it just works. It just works, DM. So yeah, that's the update. I think I'm getting to the end of like implementing the videos, which I kind of expected to be the biggest pain. It ended up like turning into a rabbit hole, unfortunately. I was hoping it wouldn't, but the way these things handle audio is just, it's painful. It's kind of hard to deal with, and like it was very fragile. Like, so like when I moved it to the new system, like it just kind of fell apart, and I had to re-engineer the whole thing. But benefits, we get possibly fixed audio desync issue without having to switch to playback engine, which I still kind of want to do because there's a bunch of pain with this one. It takes, like, it freezes when it loads and it's old, but it's still gonna take a bit before like we can switch it out. So like if there's like improvement before then, I think that's like overall benefit. So I think I've rambled enough. I'm gonna put this at the end, and I'll see you with the next update. Whoa.